lovely ladies, and welcome to Trisha Zai's channel, a place where we celebrate the beauty of taking care of ourselves, both inside and out. Today we are going to dive into something that is essential for every woman, and that is self-care and how it plays a vital role in protecting and nurturing our mental health. As women, we often give so much of ourselves to others, whether it's to our families, our friends, our careers, or the world around us. But in all that giving, it's so easy to forget about the one person who needs our love the most, and that is ourselves. So today we are going to explore how self-care is not just a luxury, it is a necessity, a powerful act of self-love, and the foundation of a healthy, balanced life. So ladies, I would like to invite you to take a moment with me. Breathe deeply, close your eyes if you can, and just allow yourself to be here, fully present. This space is for you. Let's start by talking about what self-care really means for us as women. It's not just about bubble baths, face masks, or spa days, though those are lovely too. Self-care is about nurturing every part of who we are, our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. It's about honoring ourselves, knowing when to slow down, when to step back, and when to fill our cups so that we have the energy and the love to give back to the world. Because let's be real, when we are running on empty, it's so much harder to show up in the ways we want to. So self-care is all about creating balance in our lives. You don't have to do it all, and you don't have to be everything to everyone. Taking care of yourself is a beautiful act of strength, and it allows you to show up as the best version of yourself, not just for others, but for you. Now, I want to talk a little bit about why self-care is so important, and why it's not just something you do when you're feeling overwhelmed. The truth is, self-care is not a trend. It's a mental health essential. Studies show that women, especially, are more likely to experience stress, anxiety, and burnout from the many demands placed on us. When we take time for self-care, we are actually giving our minds and bodies the space they need to reset, to heal, and to perform better in all areas of our life. It helps us become more resilient, more grounded, and more centered. Self-care can also help reduce cortisol levels, those stress hormones that build up when we are constantly on. And when we reduce that stress, we create a clearer mental space, improve our mood, and have more energy to focus on what matters most. It's not just about pampering yourself, it's about empowering yourself. Every act of self-care, no matter how small, is a way of saying, I am worthy of this. I deserve this peace, this joy, this reset. So what does self-care look like for us women? Let me share a few practices that truly nourish the feminine soul. These are simple, everyday acts that we can incorporate into our lives to make us feel whole, balanced, and at peace. So tip number 1 is to embrace quiet time. Women are often multitaskers, always doing a million things at once. But what if you allowed yourself some time to just be still? This could be as simple as sitting in a quiet space with a cup of tea, journaling your thoughts, or practicing mindfulness. The idea is to create space for reflection, to reconnect with your inner self, your inner child, your inner spirit. Tip number 2 is to indulge in movements that feels good. You don't need to hit the gym for hours to take care of your body. Maybe you love yoga, a slow walk in nature, or dancing around your living room. Movement is not about perfection. It's about expressing yourself and honoring your body, finding something that makes you feel alive and free. Tip number 3 is to practice radical self-love. Radical self-love means accepting yourself fully, with all your flaws and imperfections. Speak to yourself with kindness. Challenge those inner critics and embrace who you are. Sometimes self-care is as simple as looking in the mirror and saying, I am enough, just as I am. Tip number 4 is to prioritize your needs, guilt-free of course. As women, we often feel guilty for saying no or taking time for ourselves. But let me remind you, you are allowed to prioritize your own needs. Saying no is not selfish. It's very healthy and highly recommended. Setting boundaries with work, family, and social obligations is a form of self-care that protects your energy. Whether it's lighting a candle, reading a book that inspires you, or just spending time with close friends, nourishing your spirit is about doing things that make your heart feel full. Surround yourself with people and things that bring you peace and joy. Now, I want to talk about something very, very important, and that is letting go of guilt. As women, we are often conditioned to give and give and give, and to always be the caregivers. But here's the truth. Self-care is not selfish. You don't have to earn the right to take care of yourself. You are already worthy. When we embrace self-care, we are nurturing ourselves so that we can be present, loving, and strong for those who matter most. You can't pour from an empty cup. I believe this is not your first time you hear this quote. So when you feel that guilt creeping in, remember, you are allowed to take space, to rest, and to say no. You are allowed to take care of yourself just as much as you take care of others. Self-compassion is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. And as we wrap up today's episode, I would like you to remember this. Self-care is not just about what you do. It's about how you show up for yourself. It's the practice of honoring your body, nurturing your mind, and feeding your soul. When you care for yourself, you are making a choice to thrive, not just to survive. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Remember, you are worthy of love, care, and all the beautiful things that nourish you. Until next time, dear ladies, take care of your heart, your mind, and your soul. À bientôt, mesdemoiselles.